Welcome back, everybody, to the 2022 NXL World Cup here outside Orlando, Florida in Kissimmee. We have some great semi-pro action coming up right now. We got Annapolis A-Team taking on the Manawatu Titans. Killers taking on Arsenal. I'm Vince from Let's Talk Paintball, joined here by Joel Malashevsky from, see, I got that right. I told you I would. Malashevsky from Route 40 Paintball, also semi-pro player for New Jersey Jesters. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. It's a great morning. Great to be here. So thank you so much for having me up, and I'm really looking forward to these two games coming up. This is going to be a great match.
Yeah, and Manawatu Titans, they take the win in in California, right? So they're coming off that, bring over some talent from Europe, some pro talent from Europe in there. And then Annapolis A-Team looking like an absolute buzzsaw all weekend long.
Yep. Top
seed in their bracket, doing really well. And after losing both of their star snake players to the pro division, they're able to bring up another player and rework their roster. And now they're looking amazing. Best they've ever looked so far season. As we get into this breakout here, Manawatu Titans on your screen on the blue side. So unfortunately losing one off the break. So great job by Annapolis A-Team to get that kill as they make a quick push into the center.
Yep. So, and then we can see here Manawatu has mirrored them in the center wall as well. It looks like we're 5-on-4 right now, and the Titans are in the wall looking on the D side. And it looks like, was there an exchange?
There was. So it looks like A-Team member ran through there and traded out. So great job by A-Team understanding where that body was.
And now the A-Team has filled the wall, and they've moved into Dorito 4. The wall is looking snake side right now, and A-Team's moving down the snake, looking to potentially close this game. I think that is LJ Hartman from A-Team. This is a team out of the Maryland area. Originally out of the field is Paintball Adventure Park, where some of the original Revo teams and A-Teams have come out of. Now that has changed names. It is now NR Adventure Park. But looks like we are 1-0 with A-Team, and Arsenal and the Killers are getting ready to come up. Arsenal is another team out of Maryland. John Adkins is the owner of the field, NR Paintball, out of Severn, Maryland. These guys, I've competed with them, played against them for a few years now. Great group of dudes, always hungry. Same thing with A-Team. Whenever we get together when we play, it's always going to be a battle. These two teams will always give you something.
Yeah, and as we see Killers coming on the field right now, this is their freshman year in semi-pro, doing really well, being a top 5 team of their first year in. So Arsenal been a steadfast member of the semi-pro and a legendary name for a long time here. Let's see what they're going to do. A lot of action here by Doyle we've had recently, really been a key player for them, as well as Atkins in the back. So Doyle just doing what he's been doing all weekend long, going right up to that wing, making it in, really holding off that snake side, lock down that push. As we see Killers on your screen right now, mirrored up in that as well, but switching sides, he's actually shooting Dorito side to stop that push. Let's see if we have... Now Doyle's still looking over, so we got to be careful popping the top there. We've got a couple heaters coming in there taking out hoppers.
Yes, so especially with this snake side wedge, there's a couple different options. It's 5-on-5 right now. The cool thing about this wedge is it gives you a couple different plays out of it. You can look snake side. However, as you can see, Doyle's playing on the corner of this. The one thing that they do need to watch is that there is a little bit of a blind shot from the stand-up bunker right there, but obviously he understands the lane and is able to stay alive. Conversely, the player from the Killers is looking on the Dorito side because that snake side wedge, there's a big gap in the middle where it's hard to get a good shot on him, but he can really shut down that lane. But now you can see, look a little bit snake side. Now he's going back to the inside for the Killers.
So Atkins making his way up to the wall there for Arsenal, and the player for the Killers drops the lane for the Dorito side, and right now they get through it. So really stacking up that Dorito side. In the tower, as you can see, the top screen for Arsenal moving there. So there is a player there locking that down. There's also a player in the Dorito 2 or Dorito 3 for Arsenal. Sunlight coming in right now, blinding things out for us. We're definitely becoming a factor.
Yep, and Arsenal, as we can see, is in Dorito 2, so they're looking inside. They've got a real good cross there. Looks like the center player for Arsenal is going to start getting a little bit more active in the wall. Killers have just now filled out from the juice box to the snake insert. He's looking inside right now. That's definitely a very hard gap to cross. Similar to last event's layout, you would start to see a couple teams double up that the secondary snake insert bunker to eventually get across, because the Killers player's in a really good bunker right now. Obviously, him getting into the snake and causing some problems is ultimately what he's trying to do. do. But to get out of that juice box and get to that snake insert temple, he's definitely giving his team a better advantage and working that way.
And number 42, that's Hosky there. A big leader on that team, owner of the team as well. I mean, quick. I mean, he's one of the guys that is one of the fastest in the division as well. So, as you can see here, a little bit of a battle going on right now. Things have slowed down quite a bit. We expect to see this on Sunday. Things are going to slow down because there's the contention and essentially the risk reward is not as high because, you know, on Sunday, it doesn't matter. Points margin do not matter. You just win. If you win by one, you win. You move on.
Agreed.
That's what matters. So
yes.
I would expect to see maybe some 1-0, 2-1 games out here today, unlike some of the wild ones we've seen going up 6-5, you know, kind of back and forth games all weekend long.
Mm-hmm. And so this is where now, especially with this field, when we just dropped another player from Arsenal, and it's 5-on-3 right now. So obviously the Killers are in a great position here. They've really got a good lock. As this game starts to progress in general, when we have the wall and then these other players from the team, so we've got the snakeside wedge, and I'm sorry.
So the player there in the wedge for the Arsenal is out of paint.
Oh, okay. Now,
so he's one-balling right now. Not a great place to be in.
Yes, especially because that's such a key bunker. And this bunker for either team, if they can get this elimination, it's really going to open something up. You can see all the pods at Doyle's feet right now. He's really been there doing a lot. So we're going to...
I was going to say, we've seen Dan Sensi. He actually...
There's a run through there
by
Killers.
Great job by the Killers.
Continuing through.
So number 13 there, the Killers, that is Riley there making his way through. So good job, or really Riley. I think it's an I, not an L. But I was going to say there in that specific spot in the distortion game, Dan Sensi's going out with 14 pods.
Wow.
So he's literally hammering that gap, and he has so much paint. Whereas we just seen, Doyle there get into that spot and dump all of his paint, and he was one-balling. Which because of that, the Killers player was able to pick that up and run through and get two bodies and really close that out. So great job, great field recognition there. But, if you're watching this right now, anybody for Arsenal, tell them to bring way more paint with them when they're going to go into that spot.
Absolutely. And then you're going to start to see as these games progress, there's going to be some different traps that get set. If a team goes to the center 50 off the bat and then their opponent realizes this, they're going to maybe look for some counters. We're getting ready to see A-team breakout against the Titans.
So good big break here, all the way double. So kind of doubling up that center, one in the wing on the snake side, one going to the can. They do lose one off the break though. So 5-on-4 battle right now. That's what Manawatu Titans needed. They needed a body to leave. Oh, they're going to get one. He's going to get one. Is he going to stay alive? Wow. So he is going to get. Oh, ref running in to check him. Got to be careful right now.
Titans are bringing the pressure.
Just absolute chaos in the center.
Yeah, so obviously couldn't really talk about it because everything was happening that fast. You can see when a player is in that snake side wedge, they have one of the easiest moves to go through to eliminate the center, and then their safety bunker to go into is the opposing team's snake side wedge. And then there was a real quick bang-bang play with A-team filling in and two players from the Titans slightly breaking each other, but going through at just a few seconds of a difference and really able to clear out those kills. So we'll see what A-team's going to be able to adjust coming to the next play, knowing that the Titans are going to have a very heavy center presence.
Absolutely, and just like you were breaking down there, so we all went down so fast. We try to commentate as fast as we possibly can on situations like that, but essentially the Manawatu Titans player ran through at the perfect time. He got the center player for A-team, and then when that move was happening, it looks like A-team tried to double up the wall, because then as soon as the A-team member came around the snake wedge here, Manawatu Titans player traded with him.
Yep.
So there goes two. So then on that chaos, A-team tries to fill the wall again at the exact same time, running ref coming in. Another Manawatu Titans player goes around the wall at the same time, gets him out. So that was just kind of bad news bears for them, and unfortunately, A-team member tried to stop the bleeding, tried to run out to the corner, but got caught looking at too many Manawatu Titans in that situation. So 10 seconds here. Arsenal Killers on your screen right now. Killers up by 1, 11 minutes, 13 seconds left to go. Let's see if the Arsenal can get that point back. So big break there. Huge bite onto the Dorito side. from Arsenal here, getting up into the brick, the little juice box on the Dorito side, and all the way into Dorito 3 as well.
And that is John Fram for Arsenal up in the center. He's been playing for a lot of years, and you're watching him do the same thing he's been doing all these years, coming up the middle and causing chaos. He's obviously looking inside, trying to eliminate this snake side wedge. As of right now, Arsenal is still able to keep him alive. We're going to have to try to see how the Killers are going to be able to get him out, because John has a lot of survivability, and he's in a key position to cause some trouble looking inside from that.
So got to be Killers player in the wedge here on the snake side has to be careful. As you can see, Fran there in that little brick has a cross shot on him. So if he just switches sides to look, Fran's going to get that shot. So this is where things are going to start breaking down a little bit, as you know, really Arsenal's in better field positions. But one or two key deaths from them could, start collapsing that game plan, because they did risk bodies out wide, but they're spread out pretty far apart. So communication is going to become a little bit of a factor. And Fran there on your screen, rocking the twister. He's just really waiting for that shot, waiting for that kill. So he's just pulling guns right now. He's trying to draw as much attention as possible to allow players to move. Now, off that chaos, I mean, Arsenal should try to push a little bit if they can.
Agreed. And that's where we can obviously see the Killers are really good at their lanes. They've been playing a lot of great teams. They understand how to do this. But to that same point, John Fram is the furthest person up on the field right now. If he drops, then they're going to go way back. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
The Killers go to the wall. Do they take out John?
Oh, no. They
just drew a penalty?
Yeah, they get a penalty. Oh, no. So a minor penalty pulled on the Killers. Not what they wanted to do, as the Killers player tried to run up there and get Fran out. He does get Fran, but in the process.
4-on-3 right now. Arsenal still in the lead. So this is what I was just alluding to. Killers made a great move. They took out Fram. Obviously, they've gotten this penalty, which hurts them. But now Arsenal needs to attack. They need to have something happen here, especially with a player in the middle. One thing we do need to acknowledge, this center W, right around the 20, you're going to see some teams either put one player or two players into that. And Arsenal has now filled from that plate to the wall. He's looking inside. And we can see that Arsenal has just lost another player, Doyle, from the snake side. It's 3-3. John here is in the middle for Arsenal. This center 50 has a couple different shots. So if you're on the snake side, you can look inside and you have a shot down on the stand-up temple. Or if you go to the Dorito side, you have an inside shot on the juice box, as everyone calls it.
And look right here in the middle, a little bit of battle going down right now. They don't know he's there. Look at Atkins going to make the move. Oh, but he's going to get taken out. Oh, what a attempt by Atkins there. Didn't know there was a player in the Dorito side across and got caught on the way in. So,
yep, and that is the one thing. I play a very similar position on this field. So if you're trying to run through and take out the guy, going into that snake side wedge is a great bunker to go to. However, you can see that the Killers, I believe it was the tall temple, was looking inside, watching his players back, and roasted him way before he even got there. Smart on the Arsenal player to not pull up his gun. Obviously, you're running, so you got to take some steps to slow down. But good on the refs for not throwing a flag and realizing he wasn't trying to continue. Arsenal is actually on to Killers right past the 50, the Dorito 4. Killers just tried to go from the snake side wedge up to the center 50, and I believe that is Austin Aruda on the far side. Was waiting to call out his name. He's a really great player for Arsenal. He's took out that player there. He's working on this.
Oh, wow. So the Killers player is able to get the shot on the Dorito side player moving up. So 1-on-2 now, a 1-on-1. Let's see if Killers can make it happen, as he doesn't know the players in the Dorito. Oh, but he gets scalped. So great job by the Arsenal player coming up the Dorito side to close that one out. It's making a 1-1 game, as 5 minutes have ticked off the clock there. So that's a long point.
Yes, and that's what we're going to start to see. Obviously, in these type of games, no one wants to make a move that they're going to have to be penalized on. So these games, as you said, everyone's going to have to start carrying a few more pods. We're going to have to realize there's going to be people in the middle just dumping in lanes. So these moves have to be smart. They got to be calculated. A lot of teamwork, a lot of communication to make these things happen.
Absolutely. So lineup here for Killers on this one. Oh, he's just shaking his head, not happy about that. As you can see him walking off, he really wanted that one-on-one win. We got Jackson Blue. We got Cody Clarkson. We got David Riley, a.k.a. Dirty Dave there. Matt Smith. We got Hosky, so Ryan Hosky. We got Sebastian, a.k.a. Seabass. Cole Van Thump. They call him Kook. and then Cody Lembo here. So that's been the roster rocking with the Killers all season long. So great job by the Killers here, really trying to, and this is impressive for them, right? First season in, they're making Sunday consistently. I know a lot, they have a great following in Florida as well. They got Shenanigans. They got, all the teams coming through. So, and
they got a great YouTube channel too.
And they do have a great,
always putting out footage, good stuff. It's great watching all of their stuff. I'm definitely on there, so I'm watching all their stuff all the time.
And happy to see Manawatu Titans making Sunday as well as a big move here onto the wall. The big question here for the Manawatu Titans was how were they going to do without their U.S. pros? And looks like they're doing okay.
Yep, these guys have been playing for a few years now. I believe they were also known as the Expendables.
At one point in time, they were, yes.
So these guys have been around the game for a while. They know what they're doing.
Big run through here. So that's 2 run-throughs in a row.
Yep, yeah. So obviously Manawatu got to the 51st for the first exchange. A-team went through, took him out, and then both teams refilled. So now it's a 3-on-3 game, I believe, unless the Titans have dropped someone from the far side.
Haven't seen anybody leave so far, so it looks like still a 3-on-3. As you can see, they have a juice box. They have a Dorito 2. Trying to find the other body right now. It is a little, like I said, sun becoming a little bit of a factor here. So it might be a 2-on-3, actually.
But we're hearing some decent communication. This is LJ Hartman here in the snake insert. It's 2-2 right now. We've got the juice box, and I believe the Dorito 1 for the Titans. We have snake insert, and
looks like Dorito 2 on the outside there for Arsenal. So very similar body positions right now. Trying to see if there's another body hiding anywhere on that Dorito side.
And this is where with this field, especially when you lose someone out of the middle with all the different jobs, the hectic bunkers you may be in, you're going to lose that communication. And so, as of right now, we still got this 2-on-2 game going on. This is LJ Hartman right here in the snake insert. He's very big with communication. He's going to try to be talking to his player on the far side, trying to figure out how to close out this game. Obviously, he's got a counterpart here for the Titans that's on him. Titans juice box player just went to the snake side corner, got eliminated. I believe that was Hartman that picked up the kill. So now it's a 2-on-1. LJ, just like you saw in previous game, is working down the snake. Is he going to get this next kill? He does.
Really going to work here. Oh, looks like, they shot the ref. Never mind.
Yep.
Let's see the camera angle. I was like, Hartman gets caught. Nope, the ref did.
Yep. LJ's been playing for a lot of years, and he just takes out the Titans Dorito player.
There we go. I was just about to say that the Dorito side player for our A-team has to get into this right now. Hartman's coming down here doing work, and he does. As soon as I went to say that, he starts running down the field. So great job, great read, great pick up there by A-team to understand the situation. They're going to walk this one in, check each other, make sure there's no hits. Last thing you want to do is get a dirty hang, get a penalty, because then that would be a major, which means they'd have to start down the next point with 4. But they're going to go ahead and let Manawatu towel it. 10 minutes, 21 seconds left in that match. So.
And I believe that is Geringer, who was playing on the D side. These guys have been playing together for a lot of years. I believe it was the Assault franchise back in D1. We got Kenny Frank, which was another member of the team. These guys, obviously 2 Maryland teams, these guys have been
They
back
know each other real well.
Yes, 100%. So Kenny Frank's been name in the game for a while. He's coming back. Arsenal, he always tries, Kenny just had a baby girl.
There we go.
So he always tries to take some dad time, but, those guys with Arsenal, they know how to keep you along. So stoked out for all the dads there.
I do want to give a shout-out to Mikael Kovar there, also expecting a little one. He's missing for Notorious right now. Big hit for them, but they're doing well. They made it on the Sunday as well, so we may see a matchup with them going on later. As a little bit of hopper issues on the breakout here for Arsenal, but looks like they got it figured out on this breakout. Nice.
Killers dropped one from the far side. It looks like 5-on-4 right now. So Killers are in the snake side wedge, juice box, tall temple, and center plate. You're going to see a lot of teams basically pick those couple bunkers. Some of the other options, too, you're going to see people running and gunning to the center can off the break. It gives you shots for both the Dorito side or the snake side, depending on what game plan your coach calls for. And then from that center can, you can either dip right off into the snake side wedge, or you can go up to the center of the field. I believe with some of these longer games, you're going to start to see some different traps be set, especially at this higher level. So this is where that can move out to the wedge, go into the center 50, move it around a little bit, and then once they do that and they acknowledge that there's someone in the center 50, these guys will dip out the back, go back to the wedge, set that trap, so when these guys are coming through to get that bunker, they're right there roasting them. So I would expect to see something like that happening later on in the game. As of right now, you're just seeing a lot of these center 50 exchanges. It's still, I believe, is 5-on-4 right now in favor of Arsenal. It looks like Arsenal's furthest presence right now is the snake side wedge. So this is where they really have to come up and give some more help. This field, it can be won from all sides. However, you need to have 2 out of the 3 sides. Because if you just make a move up the middle, then that guy gets eliminated. There's no complementary help. It's very easy to get up the middle, so that can be the tip of the spear, but then we need to have that complement via on the snake side or the Dorito side. The Dorito side is very easy to get up. Obviously, we talked about moving from the first snake side bunker to the snake side. That is a very big gap that the snake side wedge can really sit on, which is why you see a lot of people having trouble getting out wide. But, Arsenal is a good team as well as the Killers, and Arsenal just drops one from their snake side juice box. 4-on-4 right now. That was a great kill. And Arsenal is now moving up into their Dorito 3.
Wow, big
Dorito
move there.
50 for Arsenal.
Running ref going in to check the player in the wedge from the snake.
And the center 50 for Arsenal. So this is what I was talking about. You need to hit them at 2 out of 3 facets. This guy in the snake side wedge is going to be in a real tough spot very soon. Now we got to see what the 2 Arsenal players, if they can get on the same page together and help close this game out now.
So as we sing slowing down a little bit, 4 minutes, 30 seconds left to go. I mean, we expect to see this, right? 1-1. Like I said, we may see a 2-1 game, really low scoring as we go into these next. Oh, big move there up to the center.
Killers just dropped that player trying to launch.
He tried to get to the 50.
And they toweled.
There's
Arsenal
the towel.
At the point.
So great towel there. Great job by Killers to try to make that push, but unfortunately the guns were too strong for Arsenal. Yep. So we have 4 minutes, 15 seconds left in that. That one only went 3 minutes, but now we've seen kind of back-to-back way longer points than we've seen in the past. I mean, the thing is, they just want to win. They need to win. As we're here on the sidelines looking at so Mr. Justin Kim himself, who just got picked up by Houston Heat.
I got to give a shout out to Justin Kim because I own with my family Route 40 Paintball Park in White Marsh. Justin Kim's one of my guys. I've known him my whole life. It's so stoked to see him with the Houston Heat roster. Henry Sense is another one of my boys. It used to be one of my referees. We've got a couple guys out of our little rinky-dink field out of Maryland that are hitting the pro circuit. It's
there
awesome.
We go.
And then we got 5-on-5 breakout again here. A-team, you can see they're heavy in the middle, and Titans have now dropped their snake side wedge. A-team is in the center 50 looking Dorito side. He's also got support help. I believe that was the snake side wedge that launched in the center 50. A-team has the can looking snake side. He's keeping the juice box at bay. However, Titans have just matched A-team in the center 50. Their center 50 coming through, and there's an exchange there. So there is still a center 50 player left for A-team. He's on the D side. The can recognized that they went, so he immediately took him out, eliminating the pressure. We'll see. A-team looked like they just caught a bounce in the center, but,
What a lucky bounce there.
And we got LJ Hartman. He's now in the snake again. You've seen him already 2 different points. He is at the snake 2. He's working on this juice box right now. And I see Titans also have their stand-up temple, and there's probably maybe a guy on the Dorito side. I think they've got 3 players left for the Titans, or 2 for sure. And so again, we've got LJ and Snake 2. A-team has the center 50. They've got Dorito 1. I don't think that A-team realizes that they've shot as many players as they have, because this is a good team and their communication should be a little bit better, and I would expect if LJ knew what was going on, he would be a little bit more aggressive. Titans just dropped their stand-up temple from the Dorito side. Is it only one and the Titans have talent, so okay, it was a 2-on-4 there at that point in time.
So A-team looking like a very dominant team here in semi-pro. Starting to walk away with it a little bit, up by 2, but plenty of time left, right? So not, Manawatu's not in the danger zone yet. but you cannot let a team like A-Team go up on you because they are very good at holding things down. And as we've seen all weekend long, they've been an absolute stud, right, of a team so far. Really playing succinct play, really playing together. We haven't got to see a ton of them, as we do have 2 semi-pro fields going on. So if you're looking at the scoreboard and you're looking back at the actual the Premier Field webcast or live cast here, you're not going to see every game because we do have 2 semi-pro fields going on, and that's just because obviously with times and everything going on. So Arsenal and Killers on your screen right now. So 5 bodies on the break. So great job there. Looks like a 5-on-5 breakout. No one losing a body.
Arsenal just dropped a player out of the juice box. Ooh. The one thing, the Killers, they went to the snake side corner off the break, and he's now launched into the snake.
So Doyle is a huge loss for them.
Yes, because now their initial pressure isn't there. So
look at Hosky.
Yep.
They don't know he's there yet. If Hosky pops up right now, he's going to start torching bodies. Hosky's got to look behind him, though. This has been the thing.
He's going to feed.
Oh, he's going to get 1. He's going to get 2. Wow, they just don't know he's there. He's going to get 3. Is he going to get 4?
He's going to get this 5-pack. I think he probably shot Doyle out of that juice box.
Wow, so Hosky running through with a 5-pack. Oh, my
That was a great point.
Hey, savages eat for free out here, right?
And you could tell there's that, when you go all the way down to their snake like that, you know that when you pop up, you're going to definitely start feeding, but then the chance of you getting it is also close. So way to go by him to have that great play, the very heads-up attention, and that was definitely a drop zone by Arsenal. They didn't see, I'm assuming that they knew that they had a snake corner. They obviously missed his launch into the snake, and then obviously that's where the Killers were able to capitalize.
Yeah, and that's just one thing you can't do is drop that zone, because the snake, not really much of a factor out here, as it's not been played a whole bunch, but when it has, it is deadly.
Yes.
And the only way to play this snake is to try to get all the way down into the opponent's side of the field. Mm-hmm. A lot of action in the middle and the Dorito side, but just like you've seen there, when someone can get into the snake, they can be super effective in there.
Yes, and the one thing, too, about the snake, even if you get into it and you're not able to make a kill and you draw a gun or 2, you're helping your team out. So another 5-on-5 breakout. Titans have gone to the snake side corner.
So Smith here on the snake side corner looking across, trying to cut down any moves there. There must be a really good inside shot from that snake corner.
Yes, so the snake corner has a lot of options as well, and it's a great feeder bunker. The one thing, too, by getting out wide here off the bat, you're pulling the guns wide. So you're going to end up opening up some lanes in the middle for your players to make things happen, whereas you're going to see some teams have a heavy pocket play, and it looks like we're 5-on-4 right now here with the Titans. And A-Team is in the center right now with 5. They've got 2 in the center 50, 1 looking snake side, 1 looking Dorito side. They're also in Dorito 1 and the stand-up temple. So the Titans are coming through the middle here. There's 1.
Oh, right. Great job there. He gets 1. He does not get 2, though. So A-Team going to move over and fill that gap, and he's going to look to wrap, but he's got to be careful.
And the Titans have just gone into Dorito 4. They're in the Dorito 50. A-Team
Another
just ran through.
Okay,
so now we got to clear through the chaos.
This is a bang-bang action going on. This center and this Doritos have actually absolutely been volatile right now.
Titans have 2 players for sure. They've got the Dorito side corner and the snake insert bunker right now. I'm trying to track down players, and we're 2-on-2 potentially for A-Team.
So trying to see where that second body is. I know. So we had a ton of bodies go off, and after the dust settles here, we have for sure. Oh,
it's Dorito side corner and snake side corner. So
there we go.
2-2.
So there is very spread out right now. In this situation for A-Team, do you try to close the gap between each other so you can communicate better, or do you leave it wide?
So the thing is, and we can just see here the Dorito corner for A-Team just launched up into Dorito 1. So with this field, when you're in that snake side corner, if you leave and go to another bunker, depending upon where your mirror is or the player on that side, you may be giving him an advantage. Titans have now launched from the insert into Snake 2. He's asking the ref for a check. As of right now, he potentially hit on the arm. We'll see. Refs getting in there, trying to do their job, and players eliminated.
Yeah, he tried to tuck that hit.
At the same time, the Titans just dropped their Dorito side, and I believe that A-Team was able to close this out.
Great job there by A-Team, spreading the field out, understanding circumstance. Yeah, Titan Slayer when he moved in. He got hit in the shoulder. He tried to do the old, hey, ref, check my pod pack while I tuck my shoulder into the bunker.
Hey, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. So, I mean, and, smart by him to not pull the trigger and get a penalty. But as you said, he felt some heat going in. Maybe he can rub up on the bunker. Maybe it disappears. But again, so with the snake side corner, when you're in that bunker as a close, if you don't really know what's going on, it is a bunker that can be a hole. You can get sucked in and just hide in that. Conversely, the Dorito side corner, it does free you up to get down the field and make some moves happen. So big ups for the A-team player that was able to initiate that at the end.
I love how you said if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. It's kind of like if you ain't rubbing, you ain't racing, right?
Hey, I mean, if I'm going to say that everyone's 100% clean, we know that's a lie. And we've got two solid pocket plays. Killers are in the center 50 looking D side. Arsenal has dropped one player off the back line, looking at 5-on-4 right now. Both Arsenal and Killers have a snake side wedge. Both looking snake side. Arsenal's dropped another player off their D side. So we've got 3 players for Arsenal in the middle against, I believe, 5 for the Killers. And the downside is Arsenal is tucked into the middle. So if the Killers are able to get wide, that's going to pull these center guns, obviously, wide, and then give their center players more moves through the middle. In a similar setup like this, you may see an Arsenal player try to run through and eliminate a center 50. I'm not sure if that's going to be a great play to do because then it's a 2-on-4 and these guys aren't at the best positions. Looks like potentially the Killer's going to get a check, but it looks like they're okay. So now we got to see what the Killer's going to be able to do. Is their communication going to get there where they can find these last 3 bodies and they're going to be able to have a smart close? As you said, this is a team that has a lot of experience. They've been playing a lot of games. So you would look for a team like this to have a smart close and win with, not necessarily a high body count, but get the job done.
Yeah, so you can see both guns here looking across the way. Atkins just shooting down on the Dorito side, stopping any pressure. I don't think he realizes he has 2 bodies in front of him. I would look for the launch actually from the snake wedge to try to run through and get the tower player and trade out. The one thing he has to be careful of, though, is there is a player for Arsenal in that small, little lay down W. The only thing cutting that gap off. But as soon as that gun switches, look for Killers. If they pick the read up, okay, and that's going to be 5-5-6 there. If he can make the run all the way through, that would be like a break open, point there.
Agreed. And this is where that center plate, whether you put one player, the lane on the snake side is very good. So as you're playing and you know that there's a gun somewhere in the middle and you can't find him, 9 times out of 10, that's where the guy is. So Arsenal understands that he needs to be sitting on that lane because, as you said, the move for the center 50 player is to come through. We've got 1:14 on the clock. So this is where the Killers realize that they're going to be in a good advantage. I would look for them to strangle the remaining bit of time, make the moves at the end of the game, forcing Arsenal to have to make a decision in a low body. And we just had the 1 minute count.
This is where we got to be careful, though, because either team right now tied up, we will go to an overtime point if the time ticks down. You got to be. This is one of those.
Oh, and Arsenal just broke their cross. This is where I'm going to see that there's going to be a potential big problem right here because now the snake side wedge is looking inside. He has no idea where the player is.
So no one wants to get a penalty right now because a major penalty under 60 seconds is going to be a little bit of an issue, obviously, as. Oh, Hosky looking over at the ref, trying to get a check. Doesn't look like he actually got hit. Oh, Hosky's got to be careful, though, because he does have a player looking at him. Oh, and he gets into the pod pack. Oh, and a minor penalty on Hosky. Oh, this could be.
All right, so took one. Kenny Frank just tried to launch. He took out the center 50. It looks like 2 players left for Arsenal, and they just dropped 3. So we've got 2 for Arsenal.
Hosky, the Killers have to try to hold on right now.
Did they just, oh my goodness, Killers just dropped this.
So 4, 3, 2. Is he going to get it?
He's going to get.
Oh, he's not going to get it 1 second.
Oh, we're going to overtime.
So.
Oh, man.
That was almost a very bad situation for the Killers. Hosky gets shot in the pod pack on the sneak. So I want to break this down real quick. Great pickup by the Arsenal player in the snake side wedge.
Yes.
He someone picked up Hosky, got the call, turned his gun on his own side, waited for Hosky to try to pop up in Arsenal's snake, one shot him in the pod pack. Unfortunately for Hosky, pod pack hits, sometimes you don't feel them.
Yep.
So he shoots his gun, doesn't shoot anybody, but shoots his gun, which will get you a minor penalty every single time.
Yes.
So
100%.
that penalty pulled out him and the player who was stopping the center push here for Killers on their snake side wedge, which then Arsenal tried to run through. I mean, what really saved the day was the Killers player in this tower in the back really drawing enough of the time down to save it, and what Arsenal wasn't able to hit it. So we will see an overtime point there. As this game a little different, Manawatu Titans down 3 points right now to A-Team. 6 minutes, 18 seconds left to go. A-Team losing 2 bodies though, so it's a 4-on-3 right now as Titans lost one off the break.
And the Titans tried to launch through the middle, which was losing their second player. They were not able to take out anyone from A-Team in making that move. Initially, looks like A-Team has dropped 1 as well to the 3 players from the Titans. So right now it is a 4-on-2, I believe. The Titans have now just dropped another player. They've got the Dorito side, Tall Temple. A-Team is at the center 50, Juice Box, Dorito side can as well. So once they can figure out where this last body is, I would definitely expect them to be able to close this game. Back to the Killers game, and this is no fault by the player, but what happened, I do not. Oh, and A-Team's closing through. Titans just took this last hit. I think the reason why Arsenal, how they knew where he was in the snake, is the refs looking at him. They didn't run into check. They didn't give away the play. However, it's so hard for a ref to try to not do their job at the same time while looking. So I believe that they were fortunate because the refs were looking where Hosky was in the snake, hence able to identify it, and that's how the rest of that breakdown happened. Like you said, he got shot in the pack, the one-on-one, and then that brief exchange, not enough time for Arsenal to close it out in regulation.
So a timeout called here, and one of the things we talk about, the important factors of the field and different things at this semi-pro level is really paying attention to your surroundings. So just like you said, I mean, what happened there in that situation, Arsenal used their surroundings, used the refs looking at Hosky to identify where he was.
Because Hosky didn't give himself up. He was low the entire time, and the only time he got shot was right before he came up, and I believe that's where the ref saw him.
So just want to give a quick shout-out to all of our sponsors here, ProShar, Planet Eclipse, GI Sports, HK Army, Lone Wolf Paintball.com, Dye Paintball, Sup Air, DLX, Lux Technologies, as we play on this beautiful Empire field here at the premier field for the NXL's provider for the best semi-pro and WNXL action all weekend long. We are live and free, so share this out to all of your loved ones. If you're at home playing paintball today because you weren't able to make it, bring it up on your phone. Let everybody there watch it. Like, experience this. You can be this, right? This is an opportunity for you where, working up through the ranks, you get to see the best semi-pro action. And, this year in 2022, the most historic thing for us is we've had the most semi-pros move into pro this year. Yep. Largely part to the pros being able to scout semi-pro players with this webcast. How do they perform in these high-stress situations? That gives a good indicator of who's going to make a good pro and who's not. So with this overtime point, 5 minutes on the clock, Killers versus Arsenal. Winner moves on.
Okay, so we've got Killers in the center 50, and Killers have actually dropped a player off the bat. They've dropped 2 players off the bat. It's 5-on-3 right now in Arsenal's favor. We've got Killers in the center 50, Snake side wedge, Dorito side Tall Temple. Arsenal is launching to the 40 Tall Temple on the Dorito side. Killers dropped another player. That's 3 eliminations for them, 4 eliminations for them. 1 player left now for the Killers to 5 for Arsenal. They're going to make this move into the Snake from the juice box. He's working his way down. Arsenal is now in the center 50 as well. It's going to be short-living for this guy. He's now eliminated as well. That's 5 deaths. And
wow, this may have been a perfect
hopefully
point.
This kid from Arsenal doesn't hit the buzzer. He hit the buzzer. He's got rub on his elbow.
Got to be careful.
Yep, that's the you see what I mean?
Oh, it's just rub. Okay, ref calls it rub. So Arsenal will take the win in this set right now against Killers. Killers, I mean, always the bridesmaid, never the bride, unfortunately, a situation like this. Now, what a close match there. Arsenal, first time they've made it this deep since, I think, Texas. So,
yes, you're right.
Great job to see them now moving on. We will see them in the semifinals here coming up at 10:45. So, yes, we have a couple more minutes left in this match right now. Now, setting this up, Manawatu Titans staring down the barrel right now of a mercy rule loss. If a team can pull this one out right now, they will also be moving on as well. So,
two Maryland teams moving on. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, have to be careful. Manawatu Titans have to be careful right now. They don't get that mercy rule. Glad to see them here on Sunday, but they need to make sure
5-on-5 breakout now.
They got to lock down Hartman. They have to lock down this push as well.
Yep. So as of right now, we've got the Titans in the snake side wedge, who's now launched into the center 50. You've got two players in that center plate, like I talked about earlier. One's got a snake side look. The other's got a Dorito. The plate player moved to the center can. The other one has now shifted out to the Dorito side. Still 5 players left for both teams, I believe. And for Arsenal, we've got the center can looking snake side, mini Dorito looking inside as well. We've got a stand-up Temple. A-team player getting checked out at the home. We've got A-team launching into the middle. All right, so we're going to see what happens here. One team shoot. Oh, and Titans went through on the opposite side, taking out A-team's player, still leaving one more for them in the center, 4-on-4. And coming in to check the center player, he's holding a birdie. Something happening.
That was close. I thought he was
flying.
for sure
it's coming. It's coming.
There
Boom.
he is. So minor penalty pulled, looks like, on the Titans. Oh, and that is probably going to do it for them.
As the Titans also lose a player on the back line, A-team launches through.
That is a major penalty for sure.
He's going to, shoot yourself in the
major
foot.
penalty. That is going to end it there. So, Manawatu Titans player knew what he was doing in that situation.
For sure. I mean, at that point in time, you're not going to move on. You want to give someone a little bit extra. It is what it is at that point in time. But obviously, A-team came out there. They had heavy guns. They had I believe probably what happened with that first penalty when the Titans player went through, he probably got shot first, still finished the move anyway.
Yeah.
You're making that step, so might as well do it. Unfortunately, gets you pulled as well as another teammate. At the same time, they also dropped another body, and then that's where the cleanup was.
So, again, as we get ready to go into this Division II semifinals here, I appreciate you, Joel Malashevsky.
Yep.
Got it right, man. So let everybody know they can find you out on social media and kind of give a little shout out to what you have going on.
Okay, right on. Yeah, so I'm on Everything is Julian the Whale. I'm also with Yellow CBD, so it's health, wellness, beauty, spa products. You can see us at cYellow.com. Use promo code JAM20 and get 20% off your entire order. Also, if you're ever in the Maryland area, my father and I, Tommy Malashevsky, we own Route 40 Paintball Park in White Marsh. So come out and see us anytime. You'll have a great time.
Awesome, man. So thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate you out here commentating.
Appreciate you.
And again, love the Jesters, historic franchise there. I'll look forward to seeing you all next year. So,
and if I may, I got to give a shout out to the New Jersey Jesters. Timmy, Tesh, Jake, everyone. I love being with these guys. Fantastic team, and I'm so stoked to be a Jester.
So we are going to see the Division II semifinals coming up next, and then after that, the semi-pro semifinals as well. So make sure you're sticking around for all of the best action the NXL has to offer all weekend long. Again, I'm Vince from Let's Talk Paintball, and we'll see you after this commercial break.